Hi YouTubers, my name's Jim, if you don't know me. My name's Jim if you do know me. My name's Jim, basically. And I'm going to comment on this drama that's been going on here between Coughlan666 and TheAmazingAtheist. Something I said I wouldn't comment on, I certainly said to myself I wouldn't comment on, but I kind of feel myself getting sucked into it. It just seems to be a little bit too spicy to resist, and it does actually have some kind of impact, because it's a kind of impacts on how we're portrayed as non-theists, as secularists, I think. So what I thought I'd do is, it is a bit of a drama, so I'm going to portray it as a bit of a drama. So the first thing I should do really is to introduce you to the actors. Okay, so first we have somebody I'm sure you're all familiar with. We have the Amazing Atheist, with about 70,000 subscribers, something like that. He's been posting videos on YouTube since before YouTube began. In fact, he probably invented YouTube. Very popular, very opinionated. You're going to agree with him on some things and not on other things. Somebody else who's very opinionated, Coughlan666, a comedian from the UK, another atheist, funny guy, does some serious videos, does some shooting the shit videos, a bit like the Amazing Atheist in those respects. Last but not least, we have a young Earth creationist, Big Jerry. At least he started off as Big Jerry, but then he seemed to get it into his head that he'd turned into the night vision phantom. Or it could possibly have been that he's just bought himself a night vision camera. So there we are. There are our actors, and so let the play begin. Scene 1. Hi there YouTubers, Big Jerry here, back once again with one of my videos. Once again it's the night vision phantom, appearing once again on YouTube. Coughlan666, I challenge you to a debate on creationism or religion or something like that. Hi there Big Jerry, Richard E. Coughlan here, 666. How are you? I'm fine. Fuck your debate, and fuck your fucking debate. I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to fucking talk to you about religion, because it just can't fucking blows. Now I've got a better fucking challenge for you. What we're going to do is, we're going to have a bit of a fucking challenge. I'm going to fucking ask you something, and you're going to fucking ask me something. I'm going to fucking do something. I'm going to have a bit of fucking fun, and we're going to find if we can find some fucking common ground. All fucking right? Night vision phantom here, once again. Okay Coughlan, I'm cool with that. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so here we have these two protagonists then, and they've started this kind of debate, this series of challenges, and it's led to some, it's led to some quite remarkable things. We've seen maybe a little bit of love interest along the way. Who knows? We've seen one of the most remarkable and in some ways commendable dance videos I've seen for a long time, and gradually, these two characters have in some ways become closer together. And so we move on to the now and to scene 2. Yo, Richard the Dick Coughlan, TJ here, the fucking amazing fucking atheist. You're a fucking good man, Coughlan, but you've been talking to this fucking young Earth creationist, the night vision fucking phantom, who's a fucking big, fat-ass, morbidly obese douchebag. Man, this man's the biggest fucking bigot I've ever fucking seen. Have a fucking look at some of his fucking videos. He's a big, fat, fucking douchebag. You shouldn't be talking to big, fat, fucking douchebags like that, because they'll never fucking change. Okay, fucking piss the fuck off my fucking YouTubes. Richard D. Coughlan, 666, how are you, TJ? Oh, I'm fine, etc, etc, etc. I really think it's fucking worth engaging with these kind of people. Now, don't say it too loud, don't say it too fucking loud, but I really think he's fucking changed. Give the man a fucking chance, give him a fucking break, people can fucking change. And anyway, who the fuck are you to tell me who I can and cannot speak to? Not all us fucking atheists are the same, and you've got to be fucking engaging with people. Okay, so anybody who's not familiar with what's been going on, that should have pretty much brought you up to speed. What we basically have at the centre of all this is this night vision phantom. He's this young Earth creationist, and he does have some quite outspoken viewpoints, some quite nasty viewpoints in some ways. And we have these two protagonists here. We have on the one side we have Coughlan, and on the other side we have the Amazing Atheist, and they both have a very different standpoint on how to tackle these sorts of things. So the question is, and the question everybody's asking is, who is right and who is wrong? Well, you know, in most of these kind of things, most of these kind of debates, there's a bit of right on both sides, and I think we can perhaps all sympathise slightly with both sides. You know, if we take the Amazing Atheist's position here, you know, his is a very staunch position, but it's a position that perhaps a lot of us adopt a lot of the time. And his position is that to waste the time engaging with this, that this Big Jerry guy, that he is a bigot. That he is, at the end of the day, he's a nasty piece of work. He's got some really pernicious viewpoints. And you know, the Amazing Atheist makes a really good point here, because he really does have some nasty viewpoints. What settled it for me with Big Jerry was that Big Jerry made a video about Barack Obama, and it was one of the most nasty, kind of multi-phobic videos I've ever seen. Big Jerry made out he was in some kind of bunker 3 or 4 years in the future, and it was chaos outside, and the Muslims had invaded the United States, and it was just a ridiculous, nasty piece, and it really kind of shed him in a nasty light. And a lot of his views, you know, the things that this guy doesn't like is this guy's views on atheists, and not just the fact that he worships a deity that's going to send atheists that'll send my parents to hell, and he doesn't just believe in that deity, but he worships him. No. It's more than that. It's the negative view that this guy has about atheists on a day-to-day basis. That atheists really, they're not subhuman, but they don't have a proper morality. That if it was just down to atheists, that the world would just descend into a load of pond life. You know, despite nations like Sweden, which are the absolute antithesis of that. So he has a point, doesn't he? That is it really worth engaging with people like that because of the nature of their views? So then we have this guy, and we've already said that in many ways this guy is right, in my belief. But does that make this guy wrong? Well, no, in actual fact, it makes what this guy did a little bit above what most of us are capable of doing. Certainly above what this guy was capable of doing, and also above what I would be capable of doing, in that he actually looked past it a bit and tried to engage with this guy. And in some ways, that's something that we should commend, because it's not always an easy thing to do, to actually bite your lip and to try and find some common ground. But looking at it, really, it's the kind of thing you should try and do, and sometimes that means you've got to move away from those subjects which are the hardest ones for you to deal with. We all know people in our personal lives, perhaps relatives, perhaps friends of friends, who have some viewpoints that we really don't agree with, and what we tend to do is just not go there. What we tend to do is leave those to one side and see if we can find some things that we can talk about, that we can discuss, that we got some commonality in. And I think that's partly what these two guys have done. And what's happened is that this guy has really started to open up, and he's really started to show that in some ways he is obviously he's a human being, but he does have a humane side, that he can be hurt, that he actually has, and it's been quite emotional at times, that he's got problems in his life and he's got issues that he has to deal with, and that's come as a result of what this guy has done. And if we'd just done what this guy would have done, which is what I would have done, because it's all I would have been capable of in this case, we'd never have got that far. So I think in some ways, you know, we can see this guy's point, but at the same time we need to commend this guy for what he's done. And we might disagree with this guy, and we might still think that some of his views are fucking outrageous, and maybe some of his views have mellowed and some haven't. But he has shown a humane side in some respects, and he has clearly got some issues of his own, and I think we need to kind of wish him well on that, and realise that all this crap on YouTube, all this debate about all these things, that's all it is, and there's a whole world outside there for all of us, and however hard and robust we debate those subjects while we're on here, you know, once that camera clicks off, we've got our own individual lives and our own individual issues to deal with, which are actually a lot more immediate than the things we're talking about now, which at the end of the day don't really count for a great deal on a day-to-day basis for our individual lives. and it's going to be interesting to see what goes on, who makes the next move, and what's said next. Anyway, I'd like to give a round of applause to our actors, without which this production would not have been possible, and also for me for changing the print cartridge in my printer, which had just run out when I came to print them all out. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, although you probably need to see some kind of psychiatrist if you have, because it was a right load of old tosh. Look after yourself. No Plum 99. Bye bye.